What's up, guys? Crypto Phoenix here, bringing you an investment opinion related video about QTUM, the cryptocurrency QTUM. So I must say, whilst I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, I do have a rather large stake myself in QTUM. I think it has a very, very bright future. It is the first cryptocurrency blockchain infrastructure that's proof of stake, and it's just got huge promise. We have interoperability between Bitcoin Core and Ethereum. So in terms of use case and utility, which is what a lot of cryptocurrency value is based on, this is positioned really well. So if we have a quick look at market cap, we can tell that it's currently about 20 on the scale of things, sitting at $1.471 billion. Now, what's actually happened is it used to be around about 16, 17, and over a short period of time, we've seen it rapidly decline for no particular reason at all. But this is pretty much what QTUM does. So if we go to the charts, I just have to excuse all of my profit trailer stuff here for a moment. If we go to the charts, we look at this, take the big 90 boom of the 19th of December out of it, and we just have a look at the charts. You can see even around this period, or these periods here, this is a good one here, we're basically trading in and out of between 27 and 50, 55, all the way down until it hits its low, which is 22.6, 22.7, about there. And then it moons to 90. So this is versus Ethereum, I might say, because that's my base coin of trade. It's probably a little bit different with Bitcoin, but with Ethereum, this is what I'm working on. So its bottom, all the way back on the 12th of December, was 22.7, 22.8. And we have a look, on the 13th of March, it bottomed out again and then boomed within a day. So this thing has a strong history of really steep trading. The trade volume is not very high, so what seems to happen is it bottoms out, and then investors decide, okay, that's enough, let's moon it. So if we have a look at the actual percent, that moon's 74%. Even this little guy here, I mean, that's 26%. So at the moment, if we have a look at, well, we don't need to do that. If we have a look at this, down where we are right now, we're around about 23. So it actually hit 22.4, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. About 22.4. So basically, it's hit the bottom. It really can't go too much further in terms of its history. I mean, its entire history in the space of 7-8 months since August, it is as low as it's been comparatively to Ethereum. So even in the booming months when Ethereum was at its high of 1480, it was up around the 90 mark comparatively. So there's been a lot of money in and out of this currency. So the reason why I think, just based on TA, that it's getting ready to move really, really high, is the fact that it either has hit or is hitting its bottom. I mean, it could hit all-time lows based on additional TA that other guys might do, but honestly, we're about 54 days in this run here, I think it is. Well, 58 days. So that's a long time. And if we have a look at this one, this was only 39 days between major spikes, and even between this one and this one. That's 30 days. So we've gone 50 days of downtrend, which is basically unheard of in this cryptocurrency's history. It just doesn't happen. So we are due. So without further ado, let's get to the juicy stuff about why we think it's going to move at all. So we know that it's a top 20 coin. There's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of history in the coin itself. It's basically designed. It's a framework for distributed decentralized apps. So you can build them on Quantum. And what they actually do is they hook into Bitcoin. They hook into Ethereum. They're interoperable. They're backward compatible. My girlfriend is an AI developer herself. And I can tell you that this is pretty good stuff. You can use existing programming languages to hook into it, whereas other ones you need to figure out what their code is to write into their virtual machine. I think Ethereum's is Solidarity or something like that. In this case, you can use C++. You can even working towards Python. But what's really exciting about it is so right now we are May the 16th, 2018, and Consensus is just having breakfast on the third day right now. And later on today, we will potentially have this. Which is the unveiling of Quantum's x86 virtual machine. So what this is this is basically their container or their realm that they will use for developers to develop all of the applications. So this is the next advancement, the next major level for the whole decentralized application ecosystem. It's huge. I mean, you can use things like C, C#, Java, Rust. They're getting Go and Python together. So with Python, you can use things like React and all that kind of stuff. I'm in IT myself, so I understand what this means. This is very big. And what they're actually doing on the third day, as far as I'm aware, is they're doing a demo to Consensus. So we're talking 8,000 major players. They're going to see this firsthand, and that's really amazing. So what we also have, which is really awesome, is I'm just going to just pull this one up. So there's another article on Quantum and Consensus, and they had a big partnership with Pundi X. Pundi X mooned after this happened, and Quantum stayed the same, which was a little strange. I didn't really understand why or how that was possible. But this article, which I'll put in the description below, is it's pretty amazing because it highlights this point here, which is so what they're actually doing. They're talking about the launch of the x86 virtual machine. The amazing part about it is it's happening on the 23rd of May. So this is 7 days away in Seoul, Korea, where the QTUM Foundation, they made a public announcement that says the Quantum x86 virtual machine launch event will be held on 23rd of May in Seoul, Korea. This launching indicates Quantum will enter the next era of blockchain development and is a milestone of the blockchain ecosystem. And I really do agree, because being the first proper proof of stake blockchain system, they're actually closer to mass adoption than any other cryptocurrency. Maybe Verge with their partnership with I can't even think who it is at the moment. Pornhub and all those guys. That's some adoption. I wouldn't say it's mass adoption. But in terms of it actually going mass adoption, I think these guys are probably the closest. Got to be honest, it's pretty exciting. But what's really amazing about what they're doing is this part here. So to help the Quantum x86 VM, the platform partnered with Baofeng, a Chinese company, who will help bring on board 50,000 full nodes, making the platform with the highest number of nodes even bigger than both Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this is amazing because they're actually preparing for scalability for mass adoption. They're not just thinking about it, they're preparing. So this is good. This is really good for investors. So they've gone on to say the efforts should lead to better network security, stability, and more importantly, speed. What happens then is the platform riding the back of the upcoming x86 VM beginning May 23rd. So shortly after that, we should see a lot of price changes, and that's what they're saying here as well. So if the event lives up to expectation, we should see more developers flocking Quantum's way. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. So that is super exciting because actually having the x86 VM live and ready to go is big news. Having it available to be programmed with existing code is really important. And actually, they do say it here. While the Ethereum virtual machine is restricted to its custom-built language, Solidarity, the x86 VM supports mainstream programming languages such as Java, Rust, etc. So this is the main difference, is that this hasn't been available. We haven't had a bridge between blockchain and existing apps that you can create, even decentralized apps, even centralized apps. There hasn't been a proper connection mechanism, no bridge, no interoperability. So on one hand, we've got Quantum that has interoperability with the two major blockchains, which is Ethereum and Bitcoin, but it also has immediate interoperability between the applications themselves by being allowed to build on existing programming languages. So this opens the market up to all of the existing developer frameworks that are out there. People can transition their frameworks across. They can use smart contracts and everything into Ethereum. It's huge. It's just massive. Honestly, I can't believe, I actually genuinely cannot believe that we are sitting down here. It just does not make sense. However, one theory could be is that they're pushing this so low so that they can get in and moon it even higher. Because if they do what they did here, which is, I mean, it dropped to a ridiculously low rate. I mean, I think this was 10,000 or something. Something really small. It was just incredibly low. It really spike dropped. It did that twice. So, maybe they're hoping that they can do the same thing by not giving it any volume, because volume creates the interest, and then all of a sudden that creates more trades. You have more trading bots, and then people start to trade this coin more. But my theory is that they're dropping it as low as they possibly can in order to moon it, because the last two times that it's gone high has been when it's really dropped. So that's my opinion. Again, it's not financial advice, but I do have a lot of staked personal interest in this coin. I want to see it succeed. I want to see its success. And I also want to share my success in this, if I'm right, with you guys. So, yeah, that's my point. I do actually have a couple other points. So we know that it's about decentralized apps. And it's an entire blockchain dedicated to it. So essentially, we can look at what this is telling us here, which is Quantum's UTXO transaction model incorporates the stability of Bitcoin, making it very suitable for mobile and IoT applications. So IoT is Internet of Things, just in case you didn't know, as well as integrating smart contract platforms that are currently using Ethereum virtual machine. So this is built for people to So what this means is this application framework essentially is fully designed for decentralized apps. Platform, the blockchain, it is all for people and existing programmers to design on this platform. And this platform is for apps, and apps are usually on tablet devices, they're on phones, or iPads, all of your handheld devices, and we're into the billions. I mean, most people have, adults at least have 3 devices. I think there's something like Java itself is installed on 12 to 14 billion devices. So we're looking at the same type of adoption level. And if we just have a look at the phone network per se, we have 2 extremely interesting articles to come out relating to just phones. So Huawei, which is the 3rd biggest phone producer in the world, is bringing out Bitcoin wallets pre-installed on new devices. So I will put this into the description below, this link, so you can check it out yourself. But basically, these guys, their new phones are coming out with Bitcoin wallets. So for the likes of QTUM, that means that these apps are going to plug straight into those phones. So that's pretty massive news. It's really huge. So amazing stuff. The next thing that is also really awesome is HTC. They've announced Exodus, which is a new smartphone dedicated for decentralized Bitcoin and Ethereum apps. So what is the provider that does this? It's Quantum. That's what it is. So if you think about where this is heading, I mean, we have a massive platform that is so far down, it has got to be close to having one of these moons. It hasn't had big price movement for a long time. They have a spot that had Jordan Earl presenting at Consensus, and he's probably doing the demo probably right now, actually. He'll be demoing this x86 virtual machine, and they'll be showing what they have happening. Then on May 23rd, the new partnership with Baofeng and the x86 virtual machine is going to be launching in Seoul, Korea. So there's that, coupled with all of the phone companies that are doing these amazing little things with Bitcoin apps and decentralized apps in mind. Look, it's all pointing to really good news. It's really pointing to good news for Quantum. So, yeah, look, I have much invested in this, and I'm really excited about watching it go, because it mooning means big bucks for me. But honestly, I can't see how it's not. We've got probably, I give it 2 weeks maximum before we start hitting the main price that it was. And if we just go back here and have a look, so it was the 20th, so the 19th of December. The 19th of December, it hit $71.34. So that's pre-January moon, just so you guys all know. These guys actually led the charge almost 2 weeks prior. And if it happens again around about here, and it moons again, let's say even if it goes up to $50, that's nearly 2.5 times what you put in. So I'm pretty comfortable just sitting on it, but I'm just saying, I think it's going to happen, and pretty soon, in the next 2 weeks. I'm confident in the next week, but I'll stretch it out to 2. And what do you think about 250% return? I reckon that's pretty good. So if that happens, I expect a full rally. I think things are going to turn around. Yeah, look, there's a lot of naysayers, and I think there's a lot of people that are starting to get a bit nervous because market cap itself hasn't really moved since consensus started, and we're all expecting, it to go into maybe 500 billion or somewhere around there. And look, I saw some articles that said, look, this is going to go to $1.05 trillion, and you know what they say, you buy the hype and you sell the news. Well, we've got plenty of good news and not enough hype, in my opinion. There's not enough money coming in. If we had more money coming in, more volume, then this would already be mooning, but it's not. So in my opinion, it's just a matter of time. I'm really interested to hear what some of the really awesome technical analysis guys out there have to say about this. Because I can do TA, but I'm not like a full-on trader specialist like some of the other guys out there. So if you are watching this and you do TA, I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. As for other people that may have an opinion on quantum and where it's headed and to how much and why, I'm really interested to hear from you as well. So look, if you like this video at all, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and throw me with heaps of comments. I really want to start getting this channel humming. Yeah, if you can support me, then I'll keep pumping out videos for you. Alright guys, thanks heaps. Until next time, happy and safe trades.